time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live. Today is Monday, August 24th. We've got the S&P down 17, NASDAQ down 243, Russell down 19, and the Dow is up 157. Gold is up 0.25%, silver's down 1.5%, notes and bonds are green, 10-year yield down about 0.4%, oil down 2%, natural gas up about 0.25%. Soybeans finished red by a little over 1%, wheat a little bit green, corn up over 1%. Euro and the pound are both slightly red, and Bitcoin up 2.3%, hovering around 79,000. And we've got the VIX up about 4.3%, currently at 15.79. Biggest individual stock movers, AMC is up 6%. It's only a $2.71 stock. Ulta, MasterCard, Visa, MSTR. Cryptos are still a little bit strong. MSTR is up 2.5. Meta's up 2. Meta was weak this morning early, but recovered and kept going. Let's see, what else? Biggest red, HIMS down 9%, SNDK down 6.5%, MU down 5.5%. So chip stocks a little weak. Tesla's down 3.5%. Ooh, Coinbase is down 3%. With the cryptos up, Coinbase is not. Interesting. Didn't notice that. Nvidia's down 2.5%. AVGO down 2%. As far as my trading today, I took one day trade. It was a loser in SpaceX. I was trying to get long early as we pushed above previous day high here and just didn't get any follow through, came back down, so I cut it. As far as my BIX got slapped around a little bit. I've had, let's see, 1, 2, 3 double stops and no open tranches, so it'll be a little bit of a red day in the BIX. Other trades, I've got my hedged iron Condor that I posted about in the hedged iron Condor thread. That one is right on the edge of the valley. I need to push up above 65 in SPX, preferably above 70. Transform my 1DTE Iron Condor into a risk-free vertical. Minimum profit 300, maximum profit 1,300 for tomorrow. Number DC Time Machine number 209. This is one I transformed last week. That expires Thursday. I've got DCTM number 210 that I put on today. It's up a little bit, nice and centered, but just not a lot of profit coming in. Probably just leave that on. Let's see. Tomorrow is Tuesday, the 25th. Yeah, we don't have any real news or scheduled news anyway. So I'll probably, and I went a little bit smaller on that one, so I'll probably just leave that on overnight. Now I've got DCTM number 210. Oops, that's the one I just showed you. 208 is the one that I started off with a single calendar, adjusted with adding a calendar, so I've got a double now, and it's up small. And I've still got my time fly on. I've adjusted this thing a couple times, and it's a little bit green. It's up a couple percent. 2 to 3. 2 to 3-ish. So that is my day. As far as earnings this week, before the open, we had PDD. It opened well inside of its expected move. After the close tomorrow, nothing after the close today. Nothing after the close tomorrow, Tuesday. We've got Zoom. After the close Wednesday, NVIDIA, CrowdStrike, and Salesforce. And then after the close on Thursday, Ulta and Affirm. Looks like the down move we had this morning hit the 1 standard deviation expected move to the downside. The one I have marked that is calculated with the VIX, didn't quite get there. That one's marked it closer to 76.34-ish. But the VIX has stayed relatively bid. I mean, we only had about I think it was a 28-point expected move at the beginning of the day. How about you guys? Did you guys do anything fun? Anything good today? Elliot, did your VIX get slapped around, or were you able to stay green? No fun. Okay, that answers that question. First losing day in 14. Bosch, you got your 1 DTE transformed in less than an hour. Nice. Yeah, my little delayed entry on my 1 DTE helped a little bit because I had a strike conflict, so my bot didn't fire, so I had to go in and do it manually. And all the meanwhile, the market was dropping, volatility was pumping a little bit, and then by the time I got it on, we had that nice little bounce and consolidation, so that actually helped. It would have worked out either way, but Ben Brown took the SpaceX loss, but 2 wins in MSTR and Google. Nice. Yeah, Google, I had, right when I was entering SpaceX, I was looking at Google as well, right at previous day high. Google ended up being the good one. And then MSTR, yeah, that was a good one too. Had a little bit of a dip early and then ripped up to above previous day high, above pre-market high, and kept going for a little while. Bitcoin's been pretty choppy, but held above previous day high. Still just extending that parabolic move we've had over the last 6 or 7 sessions in Bitcoin. Articulate needs a close at 76.60 or below. Well, I'm on the other side of that one, Articulate. I need 65 or above. SPX just kind of chopping around Friday's low. Articulate, was that a 0DTE iron condor you put on today? Or was that from, is that a, yes, sir, okay. Chips have really been weak all day. Some of them started to bounce and then chop, but I don't think there's any green chips. MU's down 5, AMD down 3.5. The index SMH is down 2. Somebody in Canada ruffled Trump Daddy's feathers today. He's been on a rampage about Canada all day. somebody gave him some bad maple syrup. Ruined his pancakes. Let's see, there was some, yeah, Besant was on the mic a little bit. Just kind of whippy, little whippy price action. Wednesday morning, so tomorrow we have consumer confidence 30 minutes after the market opens, which is labeled orange folder, kind of medium impact. Tomorrow, Wednesday pre-market is core PCE and preliminary GDP. So that can be a little bit of a market mover. And then other news this week, Friday, the Jackson Hole Symposium starts Thursday, but Warsh is speaking on Friday, and that's 30 minutes after the market opens. Brian, if you open Flux and go to the news tab, these are you've got the live news feed, and that's powered by Financial Juice. It's also got the economic calendar. We also have a news feed in Discord. It's the channel's titled News Feed, and it's also a live feed directly from Financial Juice that kind of gives the headlines. Same feed right here in Flux. Yeah, welcome everybody that's new. Brian, Lav. What I would do is, Lando, are you here? Lando? Will you post your scheduler? So the best thing to do is to schedule a quick onboarding Zoom call, and Landon can show you around to show you all the resources. As far as Flux goes, the best thing to do is you can click up on the help docs or the what's new. And every time I've added anything, there's an explanation and typically a little video kind of explaining it as well. So as far as Flux that goes, and then for the overall membership, I would schedule that with Landon. There you go, and he'll get you all hooked up. Man, S&P sleeping, just sleeping right under previous day low. Still got about 30 minutes. I'm going to assume that the old Mahomes flies are pretty cheap. Let's see, it's at 60. $60 butterflies is currently trading for about $1.45 or $1.50, it looks like. I'm not going to do anything today, but just kind of looking ahead, potential earnings trade for tomorrow. We've got Zoom after the bell tomorrow. Over the last 5 years, it's only exceeded its expected move about 32% of the time. The day after earnings, if it gaps up inside of its expected move, has a decent tendency to continue up that day for about 3.4% on average. And it has a really nice tendency over the next 7 and 30 days after earnings, depending on whether it moves up after earnings or down, to continue in that same direction, both within or exceeding the expected move. So we'll take a look at that again in Power Hour tomorrow. All right, so we got Lav Jane, we've got Brian, who's new. Anybody else new today? Feel free to introduce yourself. Would love to hear a little bit more about your experience, kind of what kind of trading you're focused on. Yes, we know, Krish. We know you're new. New at heart. S&P kind of rejecting that previous day low again. Joseph T feels like he's new. Lav Jane just started trading earlier this year. Cool. Trading some calendars. Just starting earlier this year and trading calendars. Calendars are one of the trickier strategies because you're dealing with two different expirations. But once you dig into flux, that'll help on the calendar IV tab. Kind of helps you understand the ratio between the front and the back expiration. Looks like SPX is favoring articulate over me right now. Back below 60 articulate. Yeah, so on the adjustment or the transformer stuff, yeah, we've got a full transformer course, so make sure you go there first and really start at the beginning because it kind of works progressively through kind of the concepts around that. So that's going to be the best place to start. All right, so you're out articulate, so we can go back up. So I copied my double calendar from my 3-4 that I put on this morning. I copied that directly from Flux and it was right on. So I'm not sure what that might have been, Krish. Oh, from toss to flux? That should be all good too, but not sure. Lab says for double calendars, is 15 DTE good or risky for beginners? So, couple things. The longer duration you go, if you go 15 DTE, that's I would based on the type of calendars that I trade, I would consider that a little bit longer duration. You're going to have to hold them overnight, so to really see some profits come in typically. So from that standpoint, it also depends on what you consider risky, right? If you hold overnight, obviously you have gap risk and the overnight risk, but the further you go out, you also have a wider range for price to move around in, right? So it's all kind of a give and take. So it's not necessarily riskier, but you just need to understand what the risks are. If you go shorter term, like if you're doing like the 3-4 that I put on this morning, it's going to have a tighter range for price to move around in. So from that standpoint, the shorter duration you could consider as being riskier because a smaller price move can kind of break out of your range. So it just depends on kind of what you're comfortable with. Yeah, Krish, I'll do my let's see, the 3-4 that I put on this morning. Let me copy that from Toss. Pull up Flux. Yeah, worked just fine. Got filled at 1490. All right, coming up, we've got about 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes till MOC, 20 minutes till the bell. Yeah, and then the other thing is, to continue on that conversation, Lab Jane, it depends on the strikes that you choose too, right? If you're choosing wider strikes, let's say like 20 delta, that's going to be different than if you do a tighter one with like 40 delta, so that matters as well. SPX down to 55. The 55 butterfly is trading for about $1.50. Part of the transformer course, there's a lesson on the Magic Mahomes strategy. That's our end of day thing. So when you hear me talking about pricing out these short butterflies, that's what I'm referring to. I'm going to look to put one of those on near the end of the day here. Yeah, the only thing you want to use a P&L graph for double calendars is to just give you a snapshot of what it looks like right now. If you're trying to project the P&L and things like that, yeah, that's almost worthless. It's very misleading. All three indices trading under previous day low. I mean, the S&P has barely broken out of its first 15-minute range. A couple little ticks above, but pretty much stayed within its first 15-minute range all day. It goes for the NASDAQ as well, a little bit bigger 15-minute range. And then the Russell's it's broken out a little bit to the downside. Yeah, any type of single expiration trade, butterflies, broken wing butterfly, iron condor, anything like that. The time sliders are can be helpful, accurate. It's still theoretical, but it's much more accurate. $55 butterfly looks like it's up to around $1.60. Oh, the range. Okay, I got you, Ben Brown. A little less than 5 minutes till MOC. AVGO is trading at its lows of day. Some of the other chips are kind of grinding lower as well. S&P dipping, kind of hitting this trend line where we've dipped to the first time, second, third. Now we're here again. SPX down to 53. Nvidia is also at lows of day. Tesla at lows of day. MOC in 2 minutes.
Iran's economic minister says we have plans for economic offensive against the enemy.
$55 butterfly, right at about $1.60 or $1.70.
One minute ago now to we get the market and close imbalance data. Ten seconds. Market and close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 1.1 billion, Nasdaq 100 buy side 737 million, Dow 30 buy side 433 million, Mag 7 buy side 278 million.
1.1 billion buy side. Had an initial tiny little bounce. I mean, we've had enough movement today that I'm going to go full size on the homes. And we're over a billion buy side. That's nothing crazy, but it's better than a tiny one. I'm going to go ahead and enter a 76.55 at $2. Looks like it's trading for about $1.85 or so. Filled at $2. Early fill. Sometimes that smells trouble. But we'll see. We'll see if Mahomes wants to come to play on a Monday. See if the Magic Man wants to come out and play on a Monday. Down to 52 at the break even. Below 50 would be max profit to the downside. Above 60 would be max to the upside. 3 points away from 55 would be scratch. This is the Magic Mahomes trade, Lav Jane. It's part of the Transformer course. It's a short butterfly, and then I also teach how to transform it into a risk-free vertical. I actually have been just putting on the short fly and letting it ride without transforming it, but that's an option as well. MOC was 1.1 billion buy side, Abash. SPX at 53. Looking for a move away from 55. Back to 55. 5-minute mark, a little jumpy. Back down to 52. Hanging around 54. Four minutes to go. Back above 55. It's 56. Classic Mahomes. Likes to wait till the last minute. Get everybody on the edge of their seat. Looks like some of the chip stocks still dipping a little bit. All right, we are at the 2-minute warning. Still at 55. $58 is my break even to the upside if we're going to head that way. Shush your mouth, Abosh. Why would you say that out loud? Keep those thoughts to yourself. One minute to go, sitting at 56. Back below 55. $30 seconds. Sitting at 53 with 10 seconds. And there's the bell. Looks like 76.52.96. So it's going to be a small loser right inside the valley. All right, all, that's a wrap for the day.
Order canceled.
Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll be back at it tomorrow, day trading live at the market open, and then back for Power Hour. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.